How y'all doing? This is Brian again with Cliffside Outfitters, and we're out here in the building. We're taking care of some of this venison that we've harvested this year. Reese working on some peppers, getting some things going on. We're going to explain to you what we're doing here. Between Reese and Matt and Pawpaw Dennis, we harvested several deer this year, and so we've got to try some new stuff, and we've really enjoyed the variety. There's some things that we've looked up and Googled online, and you know, yeah, you can cut up and fry tenderloin and make cube steak. That's pretty interesting.
Stew meat.
Yeah, stew meat. That's good. That's real good. But after you've been hunting and harvesting deer as long as we have, I guess we sort of wanted to take it to the next level this year. And I've made the summer sausage, you know, that you just roll up and saran wrap and you put in the oven. But we sort of want to take everything to the next level. In fact, we've got a pressure canner over here. We've just pulled off some stew meat and we canned it. And the great thing about canned venison, it's absolutely delicious. It's very moist and tender. You can use your tougher cuts, a lot of the shoulder and the shank meat that a lot of people don't even fool with because it's tough. You can can that up and it's delicious and it's quick. You open it up, put some onions in it, and cook you up some potatoes or make you a stroganoff, and it's ready to go. And it's on the shelf. It's not using any electricity, and it's not taking up any of your freezer space. So in desperate times, canned venison would be the way to go. And over here in this bowl, we've got some venison, and we're going to freeze this. But that venison has been marinating in a brine for 7 days. It's corned, just like corned beef. It's been corned, and we've tried that this year. We're getting ready to, we've got some cooking on the stove, but we've got to pack this up. But we tasted it earlier, and it's out of this world. Something that you really need to try. It adds some variety, and it gets you excited about getting in the deer woods. Now, Reese over here working on some jalapeno peppers. What we've got in this tote is 12 pounds of ground venison, and we got 4 pounds, 2 pounds of pork fat, and 2 pounds of bacon. And we're going to mix that together. We're going to cube up some of these jalapeno peppers. We've got a seasoning blend that we're going to add to that. And we're going to cube up some of this cheese. We got Vermont extra sharp, and we've got just a standard extra sharp cheddar cheese. We're going to cube that up. We're going to stuff that in casings, and we're going to make us some summer sausage. Like I said, this is basically 25% fat. You could use pork fat or beef fat. We're using pork fat 50-50 with bacon at 25%. And we're going to stuff that up and make some summer sausage. And it just gives you some variety. When you, I mean, everybody loves deer meat. But when you take it to the next level, when you start corning and you start making summer sausages, it really gets you excited about next year. It may get you excited enough to where you'll get out there and cut you a shooting lane, or maybe put up a new tree stand before season starts. All right, y'all, we're back. We got our project table cleaned up. We're out here in the building, and we've got 12 pounds of venison, lean venison, mostly shoulder, shank meat, pectoral meat, Some of these cuts that some of you guys are throwing in the trash or don't know what to do with, if you'll run that through your grinder, clean it up real good, run it through your grinder. The sinew don't matter, but get your tallow out and run that through the grinder and make you some burger. We've got 12 pounds of that burger, and we've got 2 pounds of bacon, and we've got 2 pounds of pork fat, and we've ground all that together, and we're going to mix it until it starts getting sticky. And after a few minutes it'll get sticky, and then we're going to add our seasonings. I'm going to give you a recipe for our venison summer sausage, and it's a dandy. If you tried it, you won't regret it. What we put in ours, now this recipe is going to vary a little bit from what we're actually mixing up, because we increased everything by a third because of the amount of meat that we have. But the base recipe, you've got 8 pounds of venison, 2 pounds of pork fat, 2 pounds of bacon, and you grind that up very well, get it all ground. Medium's fine, you can grind it fine depending on what kind of texture you want your sausage. Half a cup of Morton's Tender Quick, an 1/8 cup of mustard seed, whole mustard seed, an 1/8 cup of black pepper, an 1/8 cup of sugar, a tablespoon and a half of garlic powder, half a tablespoon of accent. We've got 2 cups of chopped jalapeno peppers, and we've got 1 pound of cubed cheddar cheese, and that's a mixture between the Vermont sharp and the regular sharp cheddar. We like the sharp cheddar; just gives a little more flavor. So we've got our cheese cubed up, we've got our jalapeno peppers cubed up, and we've got our seasoning blend ready to go. And we're going to mix all that together. We're going to stuff that in some cases. In fact, we can go ahead and start with our seasoning blend. We got Reith over here, and he's
ready.
It's ready to put our seasoning in. So we're going to start working some of that seasoning in the meat.
That's good.
And then we'll mix it. We're going to add more. We'll get it blended completely through. And we've got some cold water here on standby. When you go to stuffing your casings, you'll have to add some water. You can go ahead and add that now, and that'll help you with your mixing. Make it easier. A little cold water in there, a little bit. Ray, he's got him a pair of gloves on, and it's not really a sanitary thing. We try to keep clean, keep our hands clean, but it helps a little bit, because everything that we have, when you go to grind your meat, when you're processing your meat, you want to keep it just as cold as you can possibly keep it without it being frozen. In fact, sometimes ours is almost on the verge of being frozen when we're grinding, and you get a whole lot better product. So we're going to continue to mix. Once we get it mixed up real good, we get it to the point, the consistency that we're looking for, which is we're getting pretty close. So let's take our peppers and dump our peppers in. That's a bunch of pepper, a lot of flavor. We'll mix them in there. Matt, I know you're back here. Can you be behind the scenes and get us a little more cold water? We're out here in the building. There ain't no heat in this building, and it's winter time, so the water that we get out here is it's cold. It's cold. You can't understand the whole game in it. And I'd recommend cold water, cold meat. You want everything good and cold. You've noticed we've saved the cheese. We got the cheese over here, and we're not put it in yet. The more you manipulate this, The better it is for the meat. It don't bother the peppers at all. But if you was to put that cheese in there and start working it around a whole lot, then you're gonna break down this cheese. So we're waiting to the very end before we put our cheese in. So here we go. Here's our last step. We're gonna put our we're gonna sprinkle our cheese in, and we're gonna fold it in. Try to get it mixed evenly throughout. We don't want to overdo it, but we're gonna try to get it mixed in. That looks good already. Let me get you a spoon.
Yeah, if you desire.
All right, here we are. You seen Reith grind the meat up, and we've got our casings. Now these casings, you can buy from Lim. You can get them at Rural King. I think Academy has these casings. Didn't you buy some of these casings at Academy one time?
Academy.
Yeah. So, but all that is, that's a fibrous casing, and it's good for your sausage because it'll let the air out, it's smoky, and we go to smoke these things. And that's a pretty good size casing. You can get them in different sizes, just depending on how big you want your sausages. But we've got all our meat ground up. We've got our jalapenos, our seasoning, our cheese. Everything's incorporated. And we've got Reese already filled this stuffer up that we've picked up. And we're going to show you how it works. And Reese, if you would, just go ahead and what we're going to do, we're going to
get the air out of it.
yeah, when you start turning that presses that down, this meat's going to start coming out. And right here, keep on coming a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. All right, so we've took the pressure off of it, but the meat has filled the tube, and we're going to get our fibrous casing. And that right there, I'm going to show you what that does here in a minute. But we'll take our fibrous casing and slide him up on there just like that. And, but anyway, all right, now, what you want to do is lightly hold your casing back. If this was a hog casing, a natural casing, or a collagen casing, you have to be a little bit more careful. But while he presses our mixture into the casing, I'm sort of holding it back and letting it fill itself up. And that's what we want to do. We want to keep it good and tight. These fibrous casings they're extremely tough. So we don't really have to worry about them busting. If we was doing a regular sausage, a kielbasa, or a meat stick, you got to be a little more cautious. But this right here, we're just gonna fill this thing up. And I bought this. All this is, they call it a hog ring plier, but it's got a little old steel ring in it that will crimp the end of this casing shut. And you don't have to have that. You can just take butcher's twine and tie it up. But so now as we get close to the end, keep coming. Keep coming. We're gonna feel that. See, that's nice and firm. Come on with it. Now right there will be about right. We want to leave enough of our casing, and we got our casing full. That meat's down in there. We want to leave enough of this casing where we can take it and twist it up like this right here and get it real good and tight. Get the air out of it. And then we're going to take this little tool right here. And I think I picked this up at Rural King for like $10. And if you do this year after year, it's worth it. But it's got a little steel ring. You can see inside here that it's got a little steel ring. And when you put it on here and you mash it, it crimps one of those rings right around that casing. And if you're uncomfortable with it, you don't think you got it good. It's basically just like a big stapler. But you clip that on there, and then here you've got the product. You've got a nice summer sausage. And what we're going to do, we're going to take these. You have to leave those in the refrigerator and let them cure for about 3 days. And once they're cured, it'll firm up, and we'll put this in the smoker and smoke it, and we'll show you the result.